at the moment. Obviously, they've just announced some sort of competitive news with the QuakeCon season.
Something.
Lasting about a year. And it's kind of nice that we get to see some more top-level gameplay, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? We're in a fresh patch. We've had some fresh changes, and we have a decent amount of time now to dissect a little bit what's going on. We now can have our first champion pick between Vengeur and Cypher. We saw a lot of very much VQ3 type of plays between Proximo and Stone, which has surprised me because I expected to see at least Anarchy played by Stone. We're getting the Anarchy out now, though.
Yeah, Vengeur's wasted no time at all. And we have to wait and see who Cypher's picked. I don't know if it's just my PC, but my PC's pretty far behind when they actually pick the champions. I have to look at the little bar. I have to look at the name they get selected rather than the model loading in.
There was an Anarchy there.
I didn't get to see Cypher's final pick.
Yeah, he had the Anarchy as well. So I think they both went Galena, Ranger, and Anarchy, as far as I know. I'm going to express slight anxiety at Cypher. But at the same time, I really don't know what Vengeur's shape is like as well. But I feel like he's been like that's what we contextualized earlier. Vengeur's been keeping an eye on his shape a little bit more, and it's going to be up to Cypher to kind of burst into this series a little bit. Because I don't think he's going to be able to afford to get rid of that rust.
Yeah, Vengeur's also been very eager to grind. I know he's actually been saying to Rafa he kind of wanted to get a little bit of a friendly wager. You know, the first to 3,000 is going to buy the other person a pizza. You know, so clearly there's oh yeah, for sure. I'd rather Vengeur owe me a pizza than the other way around because of where he comes from. But ultimately, yeah, I just think that Vengeur, in my pick, he's the favorite for this set. I think he has the most practice at the moment. I kind of feel like he's the most hungry going into this year as well, for Quake in particular. Like, amidst everyone else kind of playing this and that, he has been very much a Quake specialist still. And now it's going to be one Ranger each starting things off. Cypher's already gone in with the Orb. Vengeur hasn't had to use it just yet, but he's got a decent little start. He's already got access to the LG, which is good. And I think LG combined with his Orb, especially on Awoken, is going to do some decent damage now that Cypher hasn't got his. But the Rail's going to do a nice little job of starting things off.
Yeah, a little bit tentative off the start between these two. And now Vengeur's got that centre map position a little bit back, and he's got rockets to work with. He actually wants to go in for a little bit of LG damage, and I think he realised that was a bit of an overcommitment there. Let's get back, let's get some items. Cypher's going to have his orb back up in a second, and this does get a little bit dangerous. LG is not bad whatsoever. It's a...
Oh, no! So that was very much a... wait a minute, how much damage did you do? We were just talking about Vengeur being the most practiced, and I don't think I've ever seen him make a mistake like that.
Put it past it. Don't worry, guys. Scrap that one. Scrap that one completely.
Cut. Take two. Oh, would have been such a good play had Vengeur not had the super shotgun ready to go. Like, if there was one weapon he needed to get that kill, it was the super shotgun, and thank God he had it.
Otherwise, I really liked what Cypher was doing, actually. A little bit of aggression. However, the damage on the lead-in from Vengeur was good. And as you hit the nail on the head, that super shotgun was ludicrous. Rail, he's trying to get himself another flick. That mega health is not up for a while, actually. I think he's wondering, why is Cypher still there?
I can only assume that Cypher might not have timing on it, surely. Either that or he was actually trying to get some sort of angle on Vengeur instead. Oh, nice little rail to finish it off. Last minute tries to go in for the mega and too slow on it. I think it's almost a bit of an odd exchange how Cypher's sitting around there for so long and Vengeur steals it away anyway.
I promised myself I'm not going to scream, but I might if we see more rails like that. Shit is absolutely mad from Vengeur. And it's made up a little bit for that first frag that he got. I was about to say,
he's just trying to redeem himself, isn't he, really? But don't worry, guys. You saw nothing.
These rockets, this is really difficult for Cypher. You get locked down by that one rocket. Anarchy's acceleration is not enough to just escape with ease. And more rockets are going to be absolutely punching you.
Quite scary at the end there, though, how, like, you know, give it like a microsecond longer and Cypher definitely would have been able to get one off instead, so... Even if he's not got that air control, got to make sure you're hitting those marks, because one missed rocket in an Anarchy mirror in that situation is going to be the difference between either you dying or them, right? So, both going in with Ranger again. Cypher caught in the middle of a strafe jump, so that's a bunch of LG damage he definitely didn't want to take, especially seeing as he's caught away from the teleporter, so that's extra damage too.
Oh my god.
Wonderful rockets. Wonderful rockets.
I don't think Cypher was expecting that damage to come out so soon. He didn't have a chance really to get the defensive rockets out himself before, and trying to make an escape of some sort. That just hurt a lot. Just quickly looking at the accuracies, 29 LG, Cypher I think 40 for Vengeur.
Pretty useful of Vengeur to use the rocket jump just to get away from the jump pad, I think. Understanding that if he misses a rail, there is the chance that Cypher might have tried to be aggressive there. Unfortunately, he's going to take that totem and give his position away, but he's got a nice enough stack that he's not going to worry about taking the damage too much.
I quite like the reduction. I don't know if it even happened this patch. It might even happen the last one, but from 50 to 40, it sounds like a tiny number, but it makes the sting a little less bruisey. It doesn't mean you should just swallow totems for breakfast, but I just feel like for some reason, I don't know. We haven't had many events since the December patch as well, so we're still going through different balance changes. I can't even remember timeline. Help me catch up. Help me.
This is always a sort of crazy time of year, though, isn't it? You know, when we're in these positions where you kind of get used to there being either an online tournament every week or, you know, some sort of major every month. And the second we go into this off-season, it's time for players to try and get a little bit of practice. Vengeur with a really chunky stack, and no doubt he's going to go in. Ooh. And that's a bit unfortunate. Missing the rail, so losing out on damage, and then hitting the totem, kind of creating that further divide in HP.
That's the teleporter totem attacks.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And Cypher with the Mega's going to make a bit of a difference, collecting that armor too. Very even so far. Vengeur moments away from having his Dire Orb, especially now he's picked up one of those Hourglasses too.
He's playing quite reserved at the moment, though. He's not going all out or anything. He hasn't had a lot of control. He's trying to do some damage so that Cypher's not having free roam of the map all the time. Oh my god. I don't know if he was expecting that orb to go all the way through past the light armor. He manages to get a rail off afterwards, and stacks aren't violently dissimilar, although that is growing in disparity now that Cypher's finding some more resources.
Cypher went for one of those miracle rails too. A little bit of a, I don't want to say no man's land for Vengeur there, but I think Vengeur definitely went a little bit all in, trying to hit that rail, understanding that Cypher, even though it just collected heavy, he was still super weak. So if he got, you know, one cheeky little rail, maybe it'd have been all right. But it kind of almost gave Cypher an opening to turn things around, knocked him into the Mega, but Cypher still has a decent amount of health. But there's another rocket. Forced onto the back foot again, and that's going to be an absolutely free heavy. Really
sick rockets from Vengeur. He's bought himself control of that. And yeah, Cypher was at risk of death just then. I still feel like we're seeing a very slow game from Vengeur, and I wonder if he's going to be able to keep changing gears a little bit as this series continues. Because I like he had a fast first round, slow down a little bit in this one, and maybe he can accelerate it again once he's established control of Mega Health and Heavy Armor. Oh, that hurts.
I actually loved that positioning from Cypher, that he stayed hidden just long enough that Vengeur kind of dedicated to the jump off the ledge, put him airborne, and just lined up Cypher for almost like a perfect trail of LG. Nice patience, have to say. Oh, good rail as well. Going through the teleport to try and land a second shot. Expecting him through the hallway, and he is very much going to be that, so it's going to be Anarchy next. Vengeur getting a wonderful spawn, actually, right near the rockets.
You want those rockets as soon as possible with Anarchy, generally. So useful, but at the same time, you also want to be careful running around, because that one rocket is likely going to be the start of your death. Catches him out in the air. So fast. It's going to be rockets at the floor. Vengeur's missing quite a few shots at the moment. Both players tremendously weak.
Cypher not going through the teleport and knowing that's going to be the obvious play. We didn't see it, but we felt it on Vengeur's side right there. That rail.
It's one thing that stresses me out the most about Vengeur's game is that he exposes himself to too many rails. And in instances like that, you know, I almost feel like he should have died just then.
But even Anarchy, like Anarchy might not even be as easy to pinpoint on a map like Awoken, because it's like so close, you know, claustrophobic. You've got to have those really sort of like quick flicks. But against the likes of Cypher, who does hit some absolutely despicably good shots, it's a pretty big risk to take, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't expose yourself. At this level of play that Vengeur plays at, you need to be careful of those rail angles that you go against. But Vengeur, just super aggressive just then, makes it work with the lightning gun when Cypher was caught out in the middle of the water a bit. There's going to be a couple of seconds until the end of this round. That's it.
Easy. Just
Vengeur
like that.
takes it.
At the end of the round, I think perfect time to land a frag, actually, right at the end of the round, and the chance of a comeback is nigh impossible because he's rewarded by the Mega as well, and he's running at the speed of light. Cypher's going to spawn, but he's going to spawn near, you know, so many weapons, really, so he's not going to be well equipped to make the comeback either. Just like that, clean round number 2.
Now, we are approaching 3-0 territory, which I firstly don't want to alert anyone. This wouldn't be a weird result at all, in my mind. This is Vengeur's map pick. This is his home turf over here. If Vengeur can 3-0 almost anybody in the world on this map, sorry. So, no one sweat it out too much.
Yeah, I always felt like Vengeur's playstyle is very high octane. I always feel like it is a very young man playstyle in Quake. How many of these young players in Quake have this kind of like really crazy, fast-paced, brave style of play? And these kind of tiny maps can work quite well with that, especially if you've got the right champions for it.
Yeah. I like it. It's a fun style to watch, and I think Cypher definitely invokes that style on occasion. A bit more of a ninja than Vengeur. But when he starts getting into that feeling, it's like poetry to catch up.
In the zone. And that's a little bit of information on Rocket 2. Knows exactly where he is. Rocket's going to give him that information, but Cypher incredibly stacked and a fair amount of time. Superb entry, Rocket, 100 done just like that. But Vengeur's in big trouble as well. Wonderful swap to the LG, even though that was an excellent Rocket 2. I think that was perfectly placed by Cypher there to get the frag.
Cypher's got really good ammunition. His stack is decent enough. He's got an orb. Very difficult for Vengeur to just run in and get anything done. So he's going to have to probably play a little bit from the distance. He's going some very optimistic rockets at the moment and still going on with LG. Has got a bit of stack to work with, but Cypher needs to get back.
And that was a perfect read on Vengeur too, knowing exactly when he was going to retreat and go for that armor, just falling for a hook, line, and sinker, and 100 damage rocket again. But the chase down for the rail, you know, you mentioned that he gives himself up for rail angles a little bit too much. I think that was one of those situations where I know he kind of felt like he had to escape, but
he needed to ledge grab a little bit there, but I think he expected Cypher to push down the staircase via rockets. But it's like you 50-50 yourself just then. Vengeur still manages to burst out with a kill off the spawn. Right, can he keep it up and make the full reverse sweep here in round 3?
Oh, and it's a really good beginner rocket there from Cypher. It's one of those awkward situations where you get popped off at just the magical height that you can't really deal with the incoming damage. If they've got half a brain, they're probably going to hit those mid-airs on the way down.
Well, Cypher's on the board, guys. We got ourselves a game going on. And to be honest, even rounds, even if it's 3-0, we've had some fights happening. It's too soon to tell, I think, the details of this. Was it Corrupted Keep that we're going to next? I want to say yes.
I haven't seen the rotation, actually. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, we'll find out. I want to say
I'll
CK.
consult the old chat at the end of the map.
Cypher's going full quiet at the moment.
We're actually on the brink of getting an entire new rotation of items, too. Before anyone's even fired their first shot. A little bit of information from Vengeur. Quick turnaround, so we definitely heard him. And Cypher laying the trap. The Dire Orb, he's not going to take the bait on the teleport, and unfortunately Vengeur probably wishing they had teleported to that one.
It looked a bit as if Cypher was at a disadvantage because he didn't have the mega timing exactly. But then Vengeur made a bit of a predictable route, which just allowed Cypher to reap all the benefits. However, Cypher's just not able to stop the Anarchy in that hallway. I think maybe rockets a little sooner would have helped some more. But again, Vengeur just wiggles his way through with that Anarchy.
I think this is actually why I quite like the Anarchy pick for Vengeur, is that he's a pretty decent recovery champion for him, I think. Especially seeing as if you have the good speed, it's so easy to kind of collect a bunch of the important weapons in such a short space of time. You're not really at risk for too long either. It can be really risky kind of running that rotation sometimes to try and get the weapons you need without taking damage on the way.
A little bit early for this. Cypher's going to move in, but he's going to realize that he can't do much about it. Oh, he goes for the jump through. What the hell has he done?
God. Brave plays. Exactly what we were talking about. On the verge of being able to take this, but the problem is he's got no armor. He does land one rocket, but that's not going to be enough. Forced to retreat and get a little bit more ammo on the way, of course. Try and get some armor too. All right, Vengeur's now healthy again. Good to go. That was a really brave play. Almost worked out too.
It was impressive from Cypher to actually withstand it, but Cypher ends up blowing himself up. What the hell? And we got the heavy coming in good time for Vengeur. He's going to have the meg health not long after. This is really tricky now for Cypher, I feel like.
I think that suicide, I know we kind of almost like laughed about Vengeur's accidental suicide at the very beginning. I definitely say that suicide I think was far more punishing this late in the round.
Yeah. At least it was the first one of the whole map, the whole series, you know? Like, you definitely got time to recover. This is at a critical point. Although he was super low HP anyway, I think he was going to be a dead man walking then.
Vengeur's trying to bully him away from the Mega, but he knows he's at pretty large risk himself. I want to overextend.
He's like, please spawn, please spawn. There we go. But there's so little ammunition. He's got shotgun. It's just this is actually tricky for him now because he did so well getting that mega health, just pure through patience and hope that Cypher wasn't going to push him. And he runs in for like this fight that he really didn't need to have.
Oh,
I don't really get it.
There's another good rocket too. I mean, at the very least, at least Vengeur's still going to have timing on this mega. That's no doubt why he's still here. That missed rail is going to be, you know, a bit of a miracle, I think. Vengeur still at risk, but another rail's going to miss. And I'd almost like go as far to say that if he gets a good shot on Cypher now, it's not going to be the end of the world for him.
Yeah, Cypher with that ability soon coming up. This is difficult. Whoever hits the better rocket can generally win the fight, but Vengeur didn't really hit any, and that LG from Cypher was just straight up solid. Nicely done, Cypher. We're 2 for 2. And map 1 is showing to be a bit of a test for both of these players.
I mean, perhaps just time to warm up was all Cypher needed. And we always talk about how much sort of, like, I guess, you know, fundamentals Cypher has. Even if he has been sort of out of the loop a little bit.
He's still Cypher.
It might not take him. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's why this guy's a legend for a reason, right? If Vengeur's going to be the more practiced player, maybe it makes sense that he takes the first few rounds, but...
I think people were maybe a little bit disenchanted with how he played on the OGA Pit Invitational. Because Cypher, I think that was some of the worst shape I've seen from Cypher in almost all my time casting Cypher, in Quake Live, Quake Champions, whatever. But I'm glad he's putting up a fight right now against a very, very worthy adversary.
Definitely a position where I definitely say it's hard to call. And even with the stack, you know, Vengeur sitting on more HP, Cypher sitting on more armor. Vengeur losing all of his armor now on that one nice little rail from Cypher, putting him in a bit of a precarious position. Teleports towards the light armor, kind of knowing Vengeur might try and stick around there and re-armor up for some rail shots, perhaps.
Tentative right now. Vengeur does have his ability, which is a small silver lining. Thought he was going to...
Oh my god!
Oh god, what? If this works out for Vengeur...
Almost a completely unsurvivable situation too. If he's got that die roll just one little bit further, is he going to win this fight? Looking for the rail shot! There it is! Cypher, see you later.
That's a feels bad for Cypher. It was almost that it was just so weird what Vengeur was doing with his orbs and so on, that it's like, how do you react to that? You don't prepare your crosshair to aim at those angles because no one will just orb into a pillar in front of you.
Exactly. I was pretty worried actually about that orb too. He was so on my side of the screen. He was so close to like shooting it a little bit too far and then just falling down the jump pad anyway. But ultimately, the only reason he survived was because he was Ranger. He was way flying off the map there. Oh, excellent rail. What's
Cypher doing over here? He's got a totem up now, but he's still railable. His timing has been super, super questionable. Going over the LG. Totem there. He's going to get rid of the machine gun and orb on. That's a safe play to make. Oh, the nail gun. Is that going to be it? Is he going to get the penultimate frag with that weapon? With the LG to finish it off, but the nails do so much. And now I wonder what's Cypher going to do. I don't think he quite got onto those rockets as the Anarchy. Perfect timing to move away. He hears him. And plenty of time for Vengeur to make a full rotation if he wants to go over to that heavy. He knows where he is. Oh, I love to go for it. I think he was a bit of a mark off, but that's the kind of frag I want to be seeing.
This is the kind of deficit. Oh my god! I mean, the moment we saw that rocket, I was just about to remark on how chunky Vengeur was at the end and how that's a deficit that I think like most players out there, period, would struggle to come back from. Before I can even say the words, 100 damage. And it's like, oh, okay, he's dead. He's dead. But that was an excellent back and forth. That was a wonderful first map, and we have 6 more of these to go. I'm an excited boy.
Well, look at the damage. 5.6k from Vengeur. Cypher got more damage overall. I didn't get a chance to scan the rest of the stats, but definitely Cypher's damage output doesn't seem to be an issue at the moment. I'm just always nervous about Vengeur, the way that he gives up these rail angles. He sometimes makes these drop down, and it's kind of like he just takes the risk. And I know that if he's on LAN and he's going against Rafa, and there's probably like 3 to 5 other players in the world that when they're at that LAN shape, they are going to punish any move like that. And it just makes me wince a little bit. It's the one aspect of the game, and I'll go on and on about it. I'll sound like a broken record, but fuck, it stresses me out, okay?
Quake's a stressful game, dude.
It's just on his behalf.
Well, the thing is, what can we actually say that first map means, right? You know, if Vengeur won that, if he won that and a dominant 3-0, would be sitting there saying, well, Vengeur's clearly a lot more prepared. But honestly, like the fact that that entire map was so back and forth, I'd say that, well, you know, expect the unexpected, I will assume, for the rest of these. We are going into Corrupted Keep, which is another one of our smaller maps, a little bit, you know, close for comfort.
Yeah.
So Cypher hasn't, you know, he's historically done pretty well on this map too.
Yeah, I mean, you're right saying there's really nothing we can draw. I think the one thing I'll draw from last map is that they both look like they're warming into the series a bit.
Oh yeah.
I think we saw some great aim on occasion from them, but I feel like they're sort of they're charging up very much their batteries in this.
Anarchy is going to get selected again with another Galena and Ranger. Actually, a complete mirror of what we saw from Cypher before. Are we going to see another pick? It is going to be the same thing for Vengeur. And I feel like as we go into a new patch, and sometimes the shift of power happens with champions, doesn't it? Are we now looking at a new composition? You know, that Galena, Ranger, and Anarchy, 2 maps in a row. I know it's, you know, by no means am I speaking in absolutes here, but it's always interesting to kind of see.
I won't be surprised if we see them for most of the maps. I think something where we're likely to see some differences is like maybe the larger ones, like the Moltons, the Blood Covenants, and the Ruins, for instance. But I'd expect this to translate to at least a couple more maps. I'd expect Blood Run for them to pick the same champions. There's another one for sure, so I can't put my mind up. Just as we get into the next map, guys, quick shout out as well to Haluvi. Thanks very much for those 8 months, buddy. Much appreciate it. Let's do this.
Oh, the battle for the Mega is the first choice they make. Cypher has got a little bit of an escape. I think that's why he's dedicating to the nails a little bit. Just in case he needed to get away, he had the orb without him to sort of like riskily use the jump pad, and Vengeur's already waiting for him.
He was
shotgun
so fast
on spawn. It's such a dangerous spot, like starting point, isn't it?
He went to heavy, and I'm pretty sure he rocket jumped to get to Mega, because he was at the Mega health so goddamn quickly there, as Cypher had no idea what hit him. And in fact, Cypher did immensely well to get him down to like 10 points of health to almost even get that early frag. And that is, again, super sick damage. Vengeur's in... Okay, he's going to have his injection. And he can't get onto the heavy! Oh, he will pick it up just in time, but he's going to go down. So he denies an item, but Cypher is stacked to the brim.
Yeah, but speaking, I mean, like the denying item, I can only assume that was kind of like almost using it as currency, right? If he knows he's going to go down, you kind of find yourself where if you know you're going to die, you kind of have to try and get the most out of the life possible, even if that means taking something away from someone else.
No heavy for you.
Oh, I had the last laugh, jerk bag.
Exactly.
Minimal damage on these rockets. As I say that, he does land 69 damage rocket, nice. Oh, there it is! Oh, I actually love the switched shotgun. I know it didn't get the kill, but for me, that kind of just screams optimization, knowing that the rocket was too far away, maximize it with the shotgun instead.
I got winded watching it. We'll have that Mega up in a second.
Wondering what Cypher can retreat to. Even with the Mega, he's very low on armor. He's only just been able to collect a little bit, so... You always get so worried, even if you're sitting on like full HP, if you're on a map like this, which is as rocket happy as it is, and you don't have any armor, it's like, oh, watch out.
It's going to land a bit of rocket damage once again. He keeps going through that teleporter. At some point, if you get stuck up at that LG, it's hard to dismount. He is Galena after all. That heavy machine gun can start having big impact, but never mind that, because Cypher's just going to whip out a 60% LG and throw himself another kill, put himself onto round point here. Vengeur's starting to get a couple of things. Bit of tickle with the LG. I'd like to see Vengeur now getting a bit of presence on some major items. Cypher's not that strong. But now he's starting to hit the... Okay, there's some rockets in retaliation. Vengeur's got some good timing. He's even going to chase through the teleporter. Cypher missed the doorway for just a moment. And that was enough.
I actually got quite worried about Vengeur when he made the choice there to kind of just chase it straight down.
Yeah.
The moment he kind of... you know that's why Cypher was sitting there waiting, wasn't he? Expecting the jump to get the free LG. And somehow Vengeur's LG was able to compete with it in the bleakest of circumstances. And Cypher's forced to run away. He knows that he's weak here too. That's why he's keeping it nice and aggressive. Heavy is going to spawn. I'm actually surprised that he didn't try and challenge that.
Yeah,
and
I think it's a mistiming on Mega. I think he's expecting it to be like a synchronization between Mega and Heavy, like they spawn closer at the same time. But you know, nothing happened in the end. No harm, no foul. Vengeur's LG is not looking too bad whatsoever, and he's going to be able to get himself some more armor. However, lack of LG, considering how good he's been with that weapon, I want him to be sustaining that ammunition as much as humanly possible.
And actually, Cypher's been able to, with that little bit of a delay he had on the Heavy, he's been able to perfectly put Mega and Heavy in sync. I know Vengeur took a while to collect
that was a direct?
It was. Cypher accidentally strafed into it. He was trying to dodge it and actually saw it go straight into the center of his screen there.
I feel like he does that with Anarchy quite a lot. Oh my god, another one! He's put him up to the top, and the rocket lands from Vengeur. So he's got himself the first round over here after being down for a period of time. Some magical rockets from Vengeur. Just to recap, guys, yeah, Visor was banned out by Vengeur. It's banned out for the whole 7 maps, and Clutch was banned out by Cypher.
So, no difference there. Vengeur actually going in with the injection. It's one of those unfortunate positions where he pops the injection right as Cypher goes around the corner, and that was just enough time wasted that he wasted like at least one rocket's worth of time.
Yeah, there was the one rocket that he missed. It like went between Cypher's legs, and that would otherwise he would have gotten the opening kill. Even with that sort of injection delay, I think. He's even a little mini orb just to get out of that battering of rockets that Cypher's firing at him, but he has the Heavy, and you can see he was a little bit tentative there just to make sure the coast is clear. Where are the new super shotgun skins, guys? Come on, get your shards out for the ivory. I think that's one of them.
I'm pretty sure it's called ivory. I don't have it either, to be fair.
I haven't done it yet. It
has to be boomstick for me. It's got to be. It's got to be the Doom shotgun. It's the only one I want. It just looks so cool, man.
I think it was. I
chunky. And yeah, he's already out. I really like the use of Ranger on these maps where you kind of otherwise get stuck in such horrendous positions. Not that it obviously re-engaging in the fight that just went skew-if, but all good spawn. Cypher's gonna use this to try and maybe get him off the LG. Getting a little bit of entry damage here. They've both sustained a little bit, going for the last minute rocket change, and even though the first one's going to miss, the second one is going to hit its mark easily, and it's going to be 1 round each. And once again, we are close as anything.
Yeah, a couple of fights there that Vengeur shouldn't have been moving into. The second frag that Cypher got that round, there was a huge stack discrepancy in favor of Cypher. Vengeur was just pushing through here where Cypher is now, into like a world of rockets. I was like, why are you doing it? Oh, I thought the middle was going to hit again.
Oh my god.
What a rushdown though. That was
definitely
ridiculous.
Above, man. Absolutely.
If that rocket hits, that's the frag of the year.
Especially against Anarchy 2, where it's been so unlikely. There's a good one though. Alright, maybe Vengeur's a little bit mad. Maybe he's a little bit mad.
32nd round? It's not a million miles away actually. He just pigeonholed himself.
At this rate, unofficial 32nd round. There's a rocket. Good God, Cypher gets clipped again. I swear to God, that was direct.
More middies, please. Bless us with middies. Papa Quake. Oh, that hurts. Cypher can't withstand that, surely. What? The whiffs there. He just got the shotgun out. He would have been fine. I can't imagine he didn't have the super shotgun.
I think he had enough time to go pick it up. Some very, very unfortunate. Some very unfortunate misses, I think. Just trying to compete with the big damage. Like, Cypher had no choice but to go for the big payout. I feel like Vengeur was in a much more favorable position. He had a bit more choice to go there.
Oh, the odd play. He's got Killsoned a little bit just then. Vengeur manages to get himself another round.
Prepare to fight.
There's no other players in this, Baznator. This is Showmatch specific. The players we got here and now. No tournament structure, nothing like that. We got money per map and money for the overall win. That's how we do things.
I mean, if both these players know that's on the line, you want to win 100% of the maps. That's the biggest possible payday, man.
Oh, exactly. I want to get my hourly wage in, you know? Oh my god.
Cypher.
I love that they're going for the rockets.
Yeah, they're both kind of getting very, very similar levels of success though as well, which is cool. It's this idea that they're both going for almost like the big plays, as it were. In some of these situations where they're so far away, they really need to be confident in their aim to land some of these shots.
Rushing. Vengeur's so much faster than Cypher's expecting to come around those corners. He doesn't quite prepare himself for that. Air control. Vengeur needs to settle down a bit. Get a couple of resources going for yourself. Some health bubbles down below. You can get onto the Mega. There's a lot to live for here, Vengeur. It's worth noting that he's on map point, by the way, which I know is absolutely obvious. But he got that first kill. This could be another 25 bucks heading over to Vengeur in not that long time.
Especially as Cypher is in one of those tricky positions. He needs to get some really good LG, but it's not going to be enough to deal with Vengeur. And kind of just caught in that. That's one of the weaknesses I think Galena's going to have, is that she's not got that immediate mobility when you're near the LG. So if you kind of get pinned there, you just got to be so confident in your own ability to do damage and fight your way out rather than, fall out there or just go in with Anakin. Oh, rockets again. I mean, they both had some good rockets in that map, but on Corrupted Keep, Vengeur's was just the best.
They were nice. It's like Cypher's showing a really good level with it, and then Vengeur's like, actually, my rockets are better. Please take the damage. Let's have a look at the rocket damage overall, actually.
Me, dude.
2.1k rocket damage, actually. I'm actually surprised at how much more rocket damage there was for Vengeur. It's like 600-700, but still.
I think part of it comes down to, like, in some of those moments where we kind of, like, really wowed those Cypher moments. I think there were just more of them from Vengeur. He was in more of a position to actually land them too.
Yeah.
And when they hit their mark, they clearly were a lot more substantial. Hence the difference in damage and the difference in round count, I suppose.
Indeed.
So we'll see what map they're going to go for next.
It's Ruins next.
Ruins of Sarnath.
I'll see if they're ready to continue going. So we go back over now to a Vengeur map. We're going a larger map. I'm wondering now if we're going to get the same kind of lineup. Always ready. Anarchy, yes. Ranger, yes. Galena might be a little bit up there, but I won't be too surprised if they go same lineup. I just wonder if this is where they're going to start thinking about, maybe I could bring an Athena in, although Athena has been nerfed a little bit lately. Who else could they set in? Maybe an Aizen. God. We've seen Tox playing the Sorlag a lot. I don't know. Slash. Cypher could bring out a Slash. This is definitely a possibility for him. Double. Pfizer's been banned.
Can we do this again, please? A clutch.
Let's just break the rules for a map. So it looks like we are actually going to get an Anarchy Galena Ranger again.
Oh my god.
It's alright, we'll forgive you. We'll B2L that stuff.
Sorry, during the map loaded, I may or may not have seen something else on a different stream. My bad. I'm back in Quake mode now, I promise.
I don't know if I want to know. On another stream. Was it a Twitch stream, or is this like some other
it was a Twitch stream.
Okay.
What are you asking me?
I don't know, man. When you got a lot of monitors, you can put a lot of data up. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no. The creativity, man, the creativity.
Alright, so ready there. I think I can click the button. We got back out really fast. That was sick.
I wish we loaded in and out this fast on like, you know, the big broadcasts.
Yeah.
I remember doing all like the DreamHack stuff and that, and it's just the players would take so long to load in. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's been ludicrous. It's been a bit of a added smoothness though of this patch. Things seem to have been streamlined a decent amount, so I know we're like what 1 day gone patch being dropped. It was dropped like at 2 o'clock. They took the servers off. 4 o'clock UK time. I was like, oh, the game's back up already. Like, this has been the smoothest patch that I almost want to say ever. In terms of like compared to like content-based patch and stuff, it's been
there's
really
not been any
smooth.
glaring issues, if there either. It's been a very, very sort of smooth sailing experience.
Yeah, and I'm like, let's do more of those. More patches like this. This is what I like. Thanks a lot, Melly Girl. Great to see you. Thanks so much for the Prime sub. I concur, Sane. I wholeheartedly concur. Cheers, Slow Bertha. What's up, man? Cheering for Vengeur. It is 2-0 to Vengeur at the moment. I just want to remind you guys that it's full 7 maps, so it's not like first to 4 or anything. We are seeing every single map in the pool going to be played between the two of them. Did we get the same lineup? Yeah, we got exactly the same lineup from them. My only curiosity now really is, okay, does it start changing a lot when we get over to Blood Covenant? I'm not sure yet when we get to Blood Covenant, but I'm hoping soon because I really want to see that map between these two. But first I really want to see this map between these two, and then we'll get some more maps between these two.
And one of the first times, actually, we haven't really seen a mirror at the start of the round, which is pretty cool. I always think Anarchy has always kind of fit Ruins of Sarnath pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah,
in these larger maps, you just need that. Oh yeah, you, Anarchy, and the Railgun on Ruins of Sarnath was just a match made in heaven.
Dude, that was a great time for me in Quake. Oh, the LG, they're going for this insane vertical fight, and it was Vengeur from the top, who's at this slightly disadvantaged angle, who ends up winning that. That's really unusual. However, it was Anarchy versus Vengeur.
That's right, as he was retreating, getting caught by the rail would have been pretty bad, but Cypher, I think the rail missing, giving him the Mega, and now an ability to kind of run around and cycle some of the weapons, get a little bit loaded back up. He's in a pretty difficult spot there with a starting machine gun, going in for another rocket, but it's going to miss. Very, very unfortunate. That could have been one dead Vengeur to even things out, but just that money shot, man, that final shot. Even then, Vengeur's not in the greatest position for now. He's going to have to sort of like run and cycle some of those items again, but...
God, how many health bubbles do I need to find here? Still not safe. There's a rocket jump. It's a really nice play from Cypher, actually. Vengeur is trying to negotiate his way out of here. Is he going to make it? Cypher's going to look to cut him off as soon as possible, and he's found him.
Perfect. Perfect read. Absolutely perfect read. That almost felt like a what would I do in that situation read that Cypher made right there.
Yeah. And he had a bit of mobility himself, so it's like, right, I can eliminate at least some of the other possibilities fairly fast. And I don't even know what I would have done if I was Vengeur there. You almost have to just stop for like 3 seconds, hope that you're not being chased directly, and like, right, let's have a think.
Good shot.
Cypher looking
Excellent
good.
rail. Needs a bit more damage to finish it. I love the swap to the LG. Makes the most sense. Vengeur, he's not going to try and give him too much good angles, and there it is! Just that last little ounce of vision
pixel
on the LG.
Pixel.
Fantastic.
That was like... there was like a hair on Galena's ear there that just revealed itself on the apex of the jump. That's nasty.
Round 2, fight.
That was a very, very tidy round from Cypher there.
I don't think Cypher was expecting to get that kill at the end. It's like, oh crap, there's another angle? Sweet, let's have a go. Now he's like, okay, this is where Anakin just runs and walks into my damage now. It's like, okay, you've already committed to that light armor. Now commit to my LG.
Cypher wants to make sure he's got an escape, I think. If this fight doesn't go right, he wants to at least make sure he's got the heavy to fall back on. In this case, though, the fight may not have been a 100% win damage-wise, but he was able to run away and at least get the heavy on a full stack, so he's going to be super healthy when he inevitably finds Vengeur again.
I like the totem spot, actually. It's something that Anarchies just overlook certain jumps, and they might just go from top level to bottom without really paying attention. So I think gambling on a couple of double stack totems is really nice against specifically the Anarchy. But not going to work this time. Vengeur is going to be able to find them.
Also undo the damage with the heavy in return. Cypher should be able to get the Mega first at least. little bit of a switch in fortune. Entry rocket's pretty good. Let's swap to the LG to try and fight back a little bit faster. Cypher's in a great position. Lots of stack. Vengeur, nowhere to run. That was a guaranteed death the second he jumped down there, and Cypher chose to follow, I think. I really don't know what Vengeur could have done to turn that one around. Just did not work out.
Yeah, all seeming pretty good for Cypher up until that rail. Speak of the devil. Oh. Yeah, some chunky damage from the both of them. Now fight onto the mega health. Vengeur decides not to commit to it. There was a window of opportunity there where he could have got through, but he lands like a direct rocket regardless. So it's really back and forth on the damage. Oh my god.
It was so important for Cypher that he was able to return that rail, because now he's been able to force Vengeur away. And even then, because he's been able to stack back up with the totem of his own, Vengeur's in a horrendous position. And he's got his back to a wall here. He's got to try and escape. But you know Cypher's going to look for one more rail, and he does manage to land just that. He's going to get time to turn around and maybe even get the Mega at this rate. I guess it depends on where Vengeur's going to spawn.
This has been the harshest map for Vengeur so far. Good rockets, and this should be it. There's no getting away from that. I'm very surprised. Like, I guess we're seeing all maps anyway, and maybe Vengeur's like, whatever, we'll play all the maps. But this isn't really one of his stronger ones, and he decided to play it third. Maybe he's like, let's get it out of the way, and we have some of my other strong maps a little later on.
It wouldn't have been a bad choice if he's in a, you know, if he's feeling some good momentum off some, you know, nice map. What was I going to say? The word is literally lost. I wanted to use the word momentum, and then I'd used it already. So I was like, oh, damn. I don't have another word for this.
Just waffle and flail in case. That's what I do.
The momentum of the momentum is now his to use in map 3.
I'm just curious what Vengeur's going to do to try and get into this map a little bit. It's nice to see a little bit of dominance from Cypher. He seems very, very comfortable here.
Oh, forced back down. Nice little edge grab. Those gonna stop the bleeding just a little bit. And yeah, he heard the totem get used, so there's no way he's gonna not clear that out first thing. Wonderful rocket. Chase it down. That missed rail might be everything. Gets caught swapping weapons on the way down too. Maybe could have got a little bit of a miracle rail on the way down to do some damage on his next walk.
Yeah, what would have helped the most is just get it for the fight afterwards, just to reduce that stack a little bit. But I think even with hitting both the rails, he was going to die no matter what then. And Vengeur,
couldn't get the tribot working either. They tried, again, it was one of those difficult positions where it was all he had, and it was, well, let's try and get some damage. Oh, wait, literally nothing is hitting.
Did his best. Sorry. Alright, I'm not going to go into... Sorry, chat. Sorry. Start again. Ooh.
Oh my god. Cypher's got to be careful.
Oh, I think he didn't believe. He didn't believe. He moved his crosshair.
He believed for most of it, just not the bit that mattered.
I believe harder.
Well, it's not going so hot for Cypher now, and even though he's sort of been the one that's been making the comebacks in previous rounds, by all means, Vengeur could do it again. Mega being picked up means that even if Cypher didn't get it, he definitely heard it, so he's going to have timing. That's going to be a bit of a dead giveaway that Vengeur knows where he is now, though. And yeah, the preemptive pop on the injection. Cypher knows if there's going to be a fight, he's got to be ready to take it.
Take that, totem. He's spotted that. He has now. He's going to go for the rail shot. That's an interesting weapon switch. Oh, that could have been hot. I really hate it when you're going versus an Anarchy. It's like, you need to... Oh my god, he goes for the rocket jump because he's expecting that push through the choke point. Rocket's not been terrible. Rail miss over here. And the flick! He still somehow gets the shot. See, this is something that's been different between Cypher and Vengeur. Like, Cypher doesn't tend to expect those quick aggressions. Whereas when Vengeur went up that bounce pad and realized he didn't do the ledge clip, he was like, I have about half a second to get the hell out of here or to reposition myself before an Anarchy is going to be on my tail. I think he's just much more aware of the speed Anarchy can rush him down.
And this is the kind of thing that I think players, like especially newer players, can always get, I guess, confused about. Is oh god,
oh! Almost.
What the hell was that? I completely even forgot what I was talking about. It's already been discarded.
I don't
know.
Was
ridiculous.
I blacked out.
That was such a sick moment, dude.
Oh, Cypher. Wow. Okay.
Well, Just like that. It's one champion down each.
It happens. An Anarchy and a Galena have been the casualties sustained. The Vengeur can be pretty damn scary of this Anarchy, and he's got a pretty damn scary stack too. If you get himself into a couple of hourglasses, it gets scarier.
Cypher for now just trying to make sure he's got the miracle weapons. Vengeur was waiting just to get a little bit of an audio cue, and his patience is rewarded. Cypher jumping straight down and giving himself away.
Sorry for headphone users there. I just wanted to do an impersonation of how ridiculous that LG was.
Oh my god. Again, 2 in a row. Still got a fair more to go. You know, Cypher's like, why won't you die? 3 in a row. He has just landed here. And there it is. Where you going? Where you going?
Stop giving up these angles, man. It's paining me internally. It's causing stress and discomfort in my life. Stop it.
Fair to assume that if Cypher just hit 3 rails... Oh my god, 3 rails in a row. Teleport, oh, too predictable. Even Cypher, he knows he's got to be careful because there is a rocket threat, but he's so confident in his own stack. The moment that teleport... I mean, I heard you say right there, he's done. The moment he teleported to that orb and he was on the way down, he needed like a miracle rocket. He needed like every shot to be direct for him to actually survive that fight.
Cypher gets on the board though. He's got a map.
I mean, underestimated the aim, I think, at the end there. Really didn't expect Cypher to hit absolutely everything. But
don't give up these... Like, he was playing Anarchy and he just kept on giving rail angles, and it's causing me discomfort and pain. It's not healthy, okay, for a prolonged life. I take up smoking and I'll lose less time in my life.
I see.
Sorry. I'll have a quiet word with Vengeur when everything's all said and done. What are we going to next? It is... Wait, that's the wrong thing. Wait, were we meant to go to... Awoken CK? I think I went to the wrong map. Oh no, I didn't go to the wrong map. Now we go to Blood Covenant.
Well, the moment we open things up a little bit, Cypher seems to have a little bit more of an easier time, so...
Alright,
I guess we're in that eternal position, aren't we? Oh, what was the question?
So I asked the players if they're ready at the beginning of every single
every
single time before I start the lobby, and he just says, I'm ready. I'm always ready, okay? Don't even ask. Oh, cheers, Kitno, for the biddies, bro. Where was I going? Blood Covenant. This is the map that I'm really interested in. I think we're very likely to see a 2-2 now, because this is, I'd say, Cypher's best map when it comes to Quake Champions. And this is also a map where Vengeur also stresses me the hell out by giving up too many rail angles. Are we going to go for exact... I'm kind of surprised to see Galena. Yeah, okay. I like this adaptation from Vengeur. I think... And the slash now. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so we're now going to see some variety in the champion picks. It's not going to be a completely monkey see, monkey do on each other. But next on Blood Covenant, I mean, you know, since the dawn of Quake Champions, that's been a combination, hasn't it? It's just the wall jump, and it's the... There are so many situations where her Ghost Walk can actually make her very hard to chase down. I think it's because Blood Covenant is such a vertical map. When she uses... It's not like one of those other cases where she uses a Ghost Walk and you have such a strong sense of where she's going to appear because she only has limited options. A lot of places in Blood Covenant where if she pops it, it's, you know, you've just got to make a hard read, haven't you? There are so many angles, you've got to just dedicate to one of them and hope you're right.
I always get miffed by Cypher's like thought process of champion picks. Slash Ranger makes perfect sense. I just don't really see Galena as top tier Blood Covenant personally. But it's almost like a sort of CIS pick because you get Cooler who'll do it from time to time. I think you'll get Base or something, or maybe that's looking a little bit back to sort of crouch acceleration. I don't know. I just find it unusual. Vengeur takes his time getting up to the railgun. He does get it in the end, but he's sacrificed a bit of life for that.
Yeah, it was a bad turn of events for him. That not only did he give his position away, that he obviously had to make all that noise to appear anyway, taking the damage because he missed the jump, and then right as Cypher appears, that could have been disastrous. Ooh, what a rail! Almost gets another one for his trouble.
So vulnerable though. I like that he doesn't commit to the heavy armor. He gets himself to 25 first. Right. Now I'm going to stop giving up these goddamn rail angles. I'm just pissing off Zoo. Sorry, I don't think he's actually thinking that. Oh, I didn't.
That's the only reason he'll stop giving up the angles.
I'm sure.
Oh my god, the play.
Clearly thinking so much about me at the moment.
Vengeur going for some really, really tricky rail shots, unfortunately. Making sure he's got an escape plan, though. The injection's still good to go, so if he gets caught out, he can try and escape a little bit. Oh, that tri-bolt hurt so good. Oh, he's missing every rail. Cypher cannot believe his stars there, knowing that, wait a minute, shouldn't I have taken some damage in this fight?
Yeah, there's a bit of a breakdown of what was happening with Vengeur's hand and what the mouse was doing there.
Have you ever seen the movie, you know, Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
You know the scene where, like, the guy comes out of the bathroom and tries to shoot John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson and they don't get hit, and they're like, oh, okay. That's what that was there. That's what just happened.
That's and for anything, you know, that first like self-kill that we saw in Awoken, I'd say that was worse than that. I'd say I don't want to be like celebrating the lows, but that's something that's kind of annoying to get over if you're Vengeur, because you really should have done a point of damage at least there. Did he rocket jump back on that? That was curious. Vengeur's just going ham with the rocket jumps. I like that. You've got so much space for mobility as Ranger here. Go nuts.
And you also know that you're not going to take any damage if you're a Ranger too, because of his self-damage passive, and
good
just unable to. Ultimately, I think Vengeur has had a really hard time in this round just doing damage, honestly. There's so many situations where he just doesn't seem to be able to hit his mark on Cypher so far.
There's some mechanical slip-ups going on, like his ability's not being executed entirely perfectly. His aim has definitely been up. I think his weapon switches have not necessarily been as plush as Cypher's. I don't know. He's downgraded a little bit. He needs to repower himself, and I think he can put himself maybe more to that sort of Awoken. Corrupted Keep shape. Corrupted Keep, I think, is definitely where he's played the best. And he's hit a lot of rails just then, so all of a sudden Cypher's in a lot of trouble. We could see Vengeur comes back with another rail, actually. That's more like it. Starting to string things together. Look at his accuracies. Look at the accuracies, man.
I was just about to talk about his accuracy actually right before he landed those shots, so there's not even any point going on about it, I suppose, now. Oh my god! Into space with you, Cypher.
He's like, you're not dead yet? Okay, alright. Chill out, man. Okay. I wasn't flaming you that hard. That's a bit better now, but there's a 1 for 12 rails on Cypher, so it's not the best story for everyone, but at least Cypher was getting those things going before.
Prepare to fight.
Disastrous start, wonderfully turned around. They're the kind of rounds I think are otherwise very, very hard to pull back.
In fact, I already thought that Vengeur was down a round either, so don't really know what happened to me. 112 rails. Between them, they fired 37 rails in that round. That's actually a lot.
Cypher, unfortunately, really farmed that one. He got caught falling down the jump pad, and that was just so much guaranteed damage. Actually, genuinely surprised he did not die there.
Yeah. It looked deadly. Moving in, rocket. So dangerous. So dangerous to push into those rockets. But I think Cypher was assuming Vengeur would have a little bit more respect and not do that, which is why he probably didn't have the rockets out sooner.
Another couple of good rockets forcing Cypher on the back foot. Chase. And that's always the ominous chase down from Anarchy, is being able to just hear his hoverboard going when you know you're going to die. It's like, whoa, what am I going to do to stop him from just chasing this one down? He's got the Mega. Cypher, unfortunately.
Wow.
BFF's no more. Point blank.
Okay.
Point blank.
As I said, I saw the trail happening over at the quad spawn, and then he just appeared by the pillar again, and it exploded into a million little slash pieces.
Round 3. Fight.
Alright, so Vengeur's going to start Anarchy, and we are going to be... It is slash, it looks like. I was waiting for the little sort of reset there.
Yeah, Cypher's going for something completely different. We do normally actually see on this map, though, it is normally slash that gets picked first. I think normally it's to try and sort of like get that sort of rotation of items really early. It's to get a nice amount of presence. She's very momentum heavy too. If you get that first champion taken out and they spawn, they've not really got much ready to go. You kind of just rush.
I'm going to watch Cypher a bit as well so we can get a little bit of crouch sliding on. I think it'd be criminal not to see it a little bit. Mid-air.
Oh, good little flick. Oh, Vengeur didn't make that angle easy for him. You almost would have assumed that, like, for a split second, Cypher looked underneath the bridge just in case Vengeur jumped down there, but the time it took Vengeur to just not go at all was wasted time. And
what is going on, man?
What? It's just his shots, the fights themselves. He is just dominating every single time, and he's caught him again.
Wow.
He's just rushing it again. He's dead. He's dead.
He doesn't chase in. Like, there's an ounce of respect there given by Vengeur. He's like, I can do it later. The thing is, you miss an opportunity.
The smallest ounce of respect shown.
Oh, if that jump worked, he would have been in time for the mega health. I'm almost certain of that.
Oh my god, yo, geez, so good.
It's time to chase though. There it is. Oh my god, little dancing through the teleporter. Again, that's a dangerous place to close out the kill. Vengeur's probably wondering how the hell is this round still going at the moment. He's been like sub 40 HP twice. But at the same time, he's playing a little bit disciplined and he's not just... A lot of people, I think, would just plus forward to their heart's content and end up getting punished by a player like Cypher.
Cypher has actually just... That was such a really well done play that instead of going for anything risky, his choice was to understand that Vengeur was going to try and control heavy. And he knows that, wait, if I've got the timing on the Mega up, I can just heal up on this little blood pool, right? There's a small armor down in the catacombs, and then at the same time, I can go back and then take the Mega, and then he's healthy enough to take the fight. He single-handedly brought himself back in. Unfortunately, missing those rails completely undid all that work, but there was an attempt. An attempt was made.
Cypher should have been hitting some of those shots as well, because when someone's holding that rail angle without actually having the weapon and waiting for it to spawn, it's like they're meant to be taking damage at that point. There's meant to be a sacrifice. And look at that. We had some nasty rails from Vengeur at the beginning. It improved significantly. But Cypher, 11% rail. That's not what you expect from him on Blood Covenant. Especially when, I was just saying, this is like his best map. When you see him in shape, he's absolutely magical to watch here. And that wasn't the magical DM6 Cypher that we wanted.
New year, new me.
For good or for worse.
I must say the speed of that map was not something I was prepared
really
for
fast.
either. I was really expecting something slower paced. That was the pace of like an Awoken or something like that. Absolutely madness. But just like that, we'll be going into another map. Molten Falls.
We've had it in reverse a little bit because Awoken was probably the slowest map we've had so far, I'd say. Ready. Everyone's ready. We're doing it. We're moving. We've passed the halfway mark, guys.
These mans want to get paid. They want to get paid.
Yeah. So far, the $100 has been distributed. 75 to Vengeur, 25 to Cypher. So possible score lines. I don't know. We could get a 4-3 from Cypher. He could come back in these last 3 maps. We could get a 6-1. I'm just curious what chat's thinking. What maps are going to go to who, or what scorelines are you guys expecting? Because if Vengeur keeps playing like this, I'm thinking Cypher's going to struggle to win some more maps. I feel like Cypher, something happened between Ruins and Blood Covenant where Cypher's game just changed.
I was actually confident that after Ruins, I thought Cypher would be alright.
Yeah, that's what I thought the same.
So many of his moments, I was like, you sometimes have those rounds that a player experiences where they're so on point, you're like, okay, well, they've woken up now, and we expect to see this from the rest of the series, and we do. It's just almost felt like a complete opposite effect. And he even had a good start on Blood Covenant too.
Yeah, he did.
But it's almost like Vengeur himself acknowledged that he was just missing these really silly shots, honestly. Like, there's some situations where someone of Vengeur's caliber, you would have expected near perfection with some of those rail angles he was hitting, and he just missed. Like, he straight up was just missing his shots. And it's almost like he went, you know what? I'm not going to miss any shots anymore. And then look what happened.
5-1 for Vengeur with Cypher rage quit on last map. Some people expecting a 6-1 actually. I don't know. Cypher's gone for an interesting lineup though. He's translated what he had on Blood Covenant into this one. He's going with that slash again. We're getting the same lineup that Vengeur had on Blood Covenant. So these larger maps cause or reason for adaptation.
Nice little start for Cypher. Well stacked, rail in hand. Jump pad used as well, but I really like this first pick, Anarchy. And yeah, for good stuff. So foreshadowing. Let's go.
Unless it's going to miss the next 11, I don't know. Or up in the air.
Can he finish it? I said, by the way, not
I thought you said can't hit shit.
I said can't finish it.
Okay,
but
okay,
I really
sorry.
emphasized the finish it. Oh god, I'm glad this wasn't like a broadcast. I'd get scolded for saying that.
That's all right. We can do anything here. I'll scold you later.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cypher's hit more than one rail as well. He's hit 100% rail, guys. I have definitely cursed that he's going to miss some now. There's a lot of patience with some of these shots. Whoa, that orb. There's some like chemical reaction that happened just then. And Vengeur does manage to get the last laugh in that instance, and he's going to secure himself heavy with it. Oh my god.
That, I mean, that not only was that turnaround rail, both very brave, to be honest with you. Very, very brave point-blank rail attempt. The first one would have been just a miraculous combo.
This is
over going in with a die roll.
No!
Oh, can't finish it. Wrong weapon. Swap to the machine gun.
Oh, hit the rail alternatively. Just excuse my language. All right, I'm getting abusive now. That was an abusive rail, to be fair.
That was crazy good. But the missed rail kind of almost just struck me as like, just really feeling it at the time and just going, you know, all in. But in some of these crazy instances, it's like they like Vengeur goes big or goes home.
Round 2, fight.
Always go big. Never go home.
Shout out skills. This is a bit of an unfortunate start. Cypher swapping to the rail because he knows it's his last chance. If Vengeur goes for this, he's a madman. If he chases this.
He was definitely thinking about it.
Yeah,
he was weighing it up in his head.
There's a little bit of that shimmy, like going. Nah, never mind.
Do I want some paprika in my carbonara?
Oh my word!
Do I want to push the LG? I don't know.
Well, although that rail was fantastic, it was damned if you do, damned if you don't. Really, he got caught off guard just by jump pad. That if he did nothing, he was dead. All you could try and do, I think, was as much damage as physically possible. Cypher in turn because of that is nicely stacked, but Vengeur's ability to just go in and out with Anarchy so far has been really impressive. It feels like he's very rarely getting stuck and put in a terrible situation. Unfortunately, with no rocket launcher, Cypher can't do much except for landing ridiculous rails that he desperately needs to.
I was nervous for Cypher a lot because his slash has done very little. And that's it. That's the ticket.
That crouch, though, that crouch was so good. That was all he could do. He had to bet everything on the rail. He had no chance of survival. That last-minute crouch, both getting the timing of the shot and knowing that Vengeur was going to stick to the upper half. That was so good.
I swear those point shotgun blasts are the hardest ones as well. There's just something about it where you're trying to do some of the weirdest little flick. Oh, he's hitting rails again. Another one. It gets 3 or 4 in that fight. That's more like it, Cypher. He's got a round on the board. Cypher's back. Cypher's doing things. Your shout out to Voodoo Snooker and the Beeful Chicken Man. Thanks very, very much. Oh, it's the gifted to hell. What up?
3, 2,
hit rails like that, hell.
Round 3.
I know you can. I just want you to do it right now.
Good little start for Cypher. Once again, Dirob giving him that mobility, which is just so good. And he's springing a trap. Vengeur caught off guard. Nice. A little bit of entry damage. Injections pop, but Vengeur! Just perfectly spaced just outside of LG range.
The nail to rail as well. It's such an awkward combination. But Cypher didn't even realize he was playing into it the whole time. I felt so confident about Cypher getting that first frag. Yeah,
me too. But clearly Vengeur had that next level sense, man, understanding that he has the range he needs and he can still take the fight. If he's just spawned near LG, what's the chance of having something else with more range that can challenge me?
Out.
And wow, he's out of there.
That was good play, actually. Quickly over to that mega health. He's super low on resources though. He needs lightning gun, he needs rockets. He can get back into this. And I think he's returning over. What is going on in chat? I'm hearing balls out. Oh. Little diversion away from that heavy for a second. Quite a lot of damage. Even though you've taken the heavy armor, you've taken tons and tons of rocket damage. And Vengeur's been hit or miss with his rocket jumps, I'd say, but that was an okay one. Oh, this is nasty. You can't survive this, I don't think. You need to hit a miracle rocket, Cypher.
I mean, he hit the last second rail. Vengeur is very, very weak indeed. I know there's been some health he might be able to sort of retreat and collect, but the fact is, Cypher, even in the most bleak of lives right now, if he needs to hit a shot, he's yet to miss on this map so far. I don't want to jinx it, And that's a very unfortunate jump pad to get caught on, especially seeing as that little turn down rail. Good God, how did he hit that one?
That was a really sick rail. Vengeur needs to go in for a punish real soon before some armor starts getting picked up. He should have decent, vague timing. He should know in roughly 10 seconds that Heavy's up. You can tell he's waiting on that. That's like the cause factor. Ooh.
Balls out.
Just about missed out on that.
Vengeur with the sort of retreat miss. You know, you're focusing so hard on your movement. You kind of, well, if I hit a shot, so be it. Vengeur, oh, the rockets are so good, even though he gets stuck in the air again. Normally, you'd worry about getting caught by a guaranteed trail, but Anarchy doesn't have to worry so much about that, and he never has to. I feel like Anarchy and Vengeur, it's a really good combination.
Yeah, what the hell happened in chat? Jesus Christ. Sorry, Catch On Games. Spam the crap out right now. Did someone host, guys? Well, hello everyone, and thanks for all the crazy shit you guys are doing as well. Voodoo, Melly Girl, everyone, you guys are wonderful. Thanks so much. Hope you guys are enjoying the games at the moment. But we've got this slash. This slash has definitely been present in this map. But okay. Oh no!
You know, that's the one thing I think he was trying to avoid as well.
Yeah.
Just his movement was screaming that, like, don't push me off, please. Unfortunately, not his choice to make.
He's either getting like double kills with the slash, or he's just getting crushed really rapidly with him.
It just feels like for such a large-scale map, Vengeur has done such a wonderful job of just making Cypher feel like there's nowhere he can go. If there is one corner to be had, Vengeur's going to be waiting around it, in front or behind. I mean, look at that! Everywhere Vengeur goes, Cypher is just never equipped to deal with a fight that Vengeur is forcing onto him.
He's got momentum now. It's like, I don't want to stop. I got the speed.
Gotta go
I
fast,
just found him. Is that, no, we'll just bypass again. Train's going to come around the next stop in a few seconds. Just found him, but it's a massive rocket. Almost manages to land another one.
The thing is, the space of Mont Falls is so out in the open that it's very hard for Cypher to land these rockets too. You know, the second Anarchy's constantly going in those fast-paced strafe jumps, he's not able to land anything significant. I think that's why Cypher almost must feel like he's forced to go for the rail. He's run out of rockets now too, which means if he gets caught off guard now, he's got nothing to fight back. Turning around to get some rockets because he knows he needs them. Even now, he's only got 41 damage, and the second one misses. Vengeur just ran rings around. Ran rings around.
That Anarchy was doing everything for Vengeur in that round. And I'd say definitely a couple of rounds. Cypher was struggling to figure out what the hell he's meant to do against that. Cypher is even hitting 70% rail as well, and he still couldn't, like, just keep an eye on what the hell was doing. Again, I'm not sure what I think about this Galena. I would have loved to see like a Nyx or something like that. Something with a little bit more of extra mobility or an escapability of some sort. I think that possibly could have changed some outcomes. Galena just seems a little bit static unless you're banning out Anarchy, for instance, then I think on these kind of maps you've really got to pull away from that champion. And that's one of Cypher's weaker sides, is he's not as good, I think, with the theory crafting on champion lineups. Right at the beginning of Quake Champion, just thought, oh, he's genius. He's the first guy to actually be playing Galena. Really, really interesting. But then the more as time went on, I'm thinking that he's playing with ideas now that are behind, and the younger guys are now thinking of, I don't know, the more aggressive strategies, or thinking about the lineups, I think, a bit better, if I'm honest. I don't want to be too blunt, but I'll be blunt enough.
It was also Vengeur's ability to just disengage really well, always knowing that if he's going in for a fight, it's probably because he's kind of left some kind of insurance policy somewhere else on the map that he knows Cypher can't reach in time too. Just the speed difference alone. I know Slash has really good speed, but I feel like on Molten in particular, because you've got so much open space to kind of build up that strafing speed, that, you know, Anarchy in particular, he can just start flying. Yeah, I spent most of that map watching it through Cypher's point of view. And even on the X-ray, you can just see Anarchy flying around circles on what is otherwise one of the larger maps. It's just bizarre, really. But that's just how the cookie crumbles.
It's so easy on Molten to just keep up that momentum. Like, way easier than Blood Covenant to just keep doing these loops around the map. Sometimes you just got to be patient. It's like, right, Anarchy's going to run into me again at some point. I've just got to wait for it. But it was still super solid. We're going to get the same lineup from Vengeur. Cypher is going to go to Nyx now. So he's been experimenting with a few different light champions. This is his first take on Nyx in this show match. And we've got like a shitload of people watching, by the way, Ketchup.
Where did you all come from? What's
I
going
don't
on?
know. I genuinely don't know what's going on. So,
On
hi everyone.
You're on Twitch front page, are you?
I don't know. I didn't ask anything. Don't be mean to me.
I did not ask for this!
So, if you're watching and you're enjoying the show and you're like, what the hell's going on? This is Quake Champions Duel. You're watching a show match between two unbelievably good players. Cypher is like one of the GOATs. He's a Belarusian player. He's about 20, I want to say like 27 years old. He's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, won the LAN events in Quake. He's unbelievably talented. Vengeur, young guy, turned 20 in January. He's a sponsored player by Myztro Gaming, and he's kind of like the next generation of pros within Quake. And he's got unbelievable, aggressive, raw aim talent.
But I must say, I love the fact that Quake Champions has created this new generation of young players, where, Legends always created as each chapter goes in Quake, doesn't it, with each new game. Quake Champions is definitely kind of seeing a complete repeat. Vengeur caught swapping weapons. That's a bunch of uncontested damage he now can do nothing about. Fortunately, he's got the power-up room to retreat to, plenty of resources there, and he kind of knows now that he might be able to win this fight. Entry rocket's going to miss, but he does manage to land 100 damage, which is better than nothing. He's going to have to give up the Mega, though. And even with Ranger, he's going to have the Dire Orb soon, so it's not going to be a quick in and out. And just like that, Heavy's been taken anyway, so Vengeur had to give those two up, unfortunately.
Yeah, Vengeur, with 101 health, no armor, you feel like you're in a really small room.
Balls out.
Oh, there's some gifted subs there from Voodoo.
Damn, Voodoo. You're a man. Thanks so much for your support, man. You're insane. Can someone confirm whether we are actually on the front page or something? Because I have not been alerted about anything.
Balls out.
Yes, so thanks so much, Twitch. Twitch is excellent. Shout out to Twitch.
Vengeur taking his massive stack to try and fight. Unfortunately, missing that rails it's definitely put him in a very funky spot. Nowhere to really run away.
Balls out.
Save one of those rockets for yourself. Get away, my son.
That's it. And one to spare. Gonna find him up at the top, but he's still got to get out of here. This is super, super dangerous for him. And then I feel like we've had such a fast start to the map. But we haven't really had anything to show for it just yet.
Yeah, neither player has committed too hard into what they want to see as a guaranteed frag. And now Vengeur, does he want to use this as a chance to get in? He knows he's got an angle. Going in for the injection again, and it's going to pay off. Cypher taking too much damage. Vengeur collecting the Mega. He's going to have timing on both of these items. He's just heard Galena spawn, so now he's going to have a good indication of where she is as well.
I think Galena can work a bit better on Bloodrun than he's been working the last couple of maps for Cypher. You can block off a couple more of those choke points. There's definitely damage to be taken. Vengeur going through teleporters, he's kind of an addict when it comes to taking those 40 hits from totems. Another rocket jump. That is such a smooth jump. Oh my god!
Perfection!
Oh my god!
What a rocket jump!
Ludicrous. And again,
and he's got timing on both, yeah.
I wanna kind of walk some people through if they are coming from the front page. Special thing about this champion is you have air control, so you can turn direction while you're in the air at the sacrifice of being a less stacked champion. Generally, you can see that Cypher's lightning gun is just ludicrous there to taking down. That was actually unbelievable that Cypher got that kill.
It's actually it's unbelievable he didn't even need to use his ghost walk. It's the fact that he didn't use his ghost walk. That's very confident, I think.
Crazy, actually, that he didn't use the ghost walk. And Cypher's definitely having a little bit of fun here. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful now. Oh my god, I think he just realized that he's gonna be a little bit late getting around that corner and did not want to be taken down by that rail.
Staying up some tri-bolt. Actually, really... Oh my god, that was so... No! I was about to say... No! Pull!
You're just torturing...
I was about to say that the tri-bolt was really smart, because what happened there was the way Vengeur positioned his tri-bolt on the jump pad, so it actually knocked Cypher towards him rather than away, almost like into Vengeur's hands. It was so set position with the tri-bolt that I thought maybe that angle was premeditated, but I don't think it was, because Vengeur went up there looking to the left and he had to snap to the right. Like, wait a minute, you went where?
I think he realized he could cut it off somewhat. I don't think he realized that he pushed him like away from the actual ledge, you know, like
he doesn't realize it went better than it actually.
It's all a magical I don't know, opportunistic process. It all went absolutely dandy for him. And Vengeur's Anarchy. I mean, I want to go over to Cypher. I just want to see how he's going to deal with Anarchy. Rails is definitely one way forward on it. But Mega's been taken away. He's going to keep hitting. It's really important that he keeps hitting these shots.
The danger with, you know, it's almost like a double-edged sword, isn't it? That you have to be kind of rail happy versus an Anarchy that's kind of trying to run around. To try and keep them from feeling brave enough that they can go in for the kill, especially when you have one of the main pickups is going to spawn. Yet at the same time, if you miss a rail, I think Anarchy is one of the best champions in the game at punishing a missed rail while you're stuck in the downtime.
It's a good LG. Vengeur's not really done a whole lot of damage over here. Missed rail again. They're going to find him down below. Missed rocket. He's going to try and get himself on the heavy. He's now just rocket jumping everywhere because he's lost all momentum. And Vengeur's also going to show him a little missed rocket jump, but I'll forgive Cypher a lot more for that one.
Vengeur's not going to get punished too heavily. There's a substantial gap, actually, in between the Mega and the Heavy, so it's not like he missed timing in any degree. Caught him. He's going to have to go into Ghost Walk. He had to try, surely. He didn't have it at the time, but I don't know if he'd even thought it was worth using. I know the last time he'd saved it, just in case, you know, using the Ghost Walk on recovery when someone else spawns, you know, if you get that kill. But
I think it's a shame for Cypher, though, because he played it really well with the Galena. The rocket jumped up, and when he saw the Anarchy coming down the stairs, that rocket was not very many pixels away from landing a lot of damage. Vengeur, oh my god, that LG. Ooh. That's some of the worst it's going to be. Unless you're really going to get properly levitated from that. That is a horrific start to the round for Cypher. And he's
Cypher was not ready for him to come around that side, I don't think.
Balls out.
He did as much damage as he physically could, but we're going into power-up room where there is more than enough pick up to get him back into being healthy.
Big recovery.
Gets both pickups, but at what cost? Forcing Vengeur away because he is, at this stage, very, very chunky.
Chunky, yet funky.
Don't be harsh on Cypher. He plays Apex now. He does, to be fair. But who isn't at the moment? Every Quake player out there is playing Apex in the downtime.
Well, we're seeing the focus from Marco. Hello. Oh, everyone going to explode at that point. There's a lot. That ceiling is really high up, man.
It's almost like it goes on infinitely.
It's insane how much air you get from that. Oh my god, the tri-bot that he's hitting. Vengeur, he's got a different weapon now. I'm surprised he goes up the bounce pad. Why don't you just wait for the sound cue? You have them so low.
I wonder if he just tried to prioritize keeping a stack up. But he's actually at risk of dying now, but the nails are so good. So
3-0.
good. That's another map gone down, Zoo. This is starting to look like a wash.
This is... What was the map score? The round score last one? It was 3-0 again, wasn't it? Or was it 3-1? It might have been 3-1 actually.
So it was Molten. It was was it? I think it was a 3-0 Molten. I know it was one-sided for Vengeur once he got going.
It was 3-0 Blood Covenant, and we had. I'm pretty sure Cypher got a round on. I want to say Cypher got a round on Molten, and then 3-0 here on Blood Run. I mean, we're going into the last map now, guys, of the show match, and well, we already know that Vengeur's won the show match. We knew that at the end of Molten because 7 maps, you win 4. That's winning a normal best of 7, but because we're playing every single map in the series, now you're getting bonus points, bonus money for winning the maps anyway. So there's still money to play for. There's still reason for Cypher to get his head into this last one, and this last one is going to be Veil.
Yeah, just a good opportunity to remind anyone that's watching right now, Quake Champions is in fact free to play, and it's just had a massive update. Custom lobbies are available for free to play owners, I believe.
Yeah,
which is a very recent change. So if you want to get some friends on, get downloading, get playing, have some Insta-gibs, have a good time, it's on us.
do it. Yeah, we just had a big patch yesterday. I might have just blanked out that you just said that, but we had a big patch yesterday. There's also a lot of like guides and stuff that you can look at. So at the top here, if you go into the, I can't show you right now because we're in the lobby, but if you go up here and you're someone newer, there's a lot of explanation, something that we've kind of been lacking a lot in the game before. Now we've actually got a place in the game where you can actually find a lot of information to know the differences between everything and what everything means. And I think you also get like 3 free champions, and I think you get like 2 on free rotation as well. So you get a decent amount of champions as well with the whole free package.
So we're about to go from one extreme kind of map to the other. Veil of Nath is One of the more fast and furious maps. It's definitely tiny, plenty of teleporters. Another map that Galena is almost mandatory on actually at this stage. That teleporter, the teleporter on Mega. It's having a totem there just feels so important all the time. I'll never forget that Italian Esports Open Zoo. The amount of telefrags we saw.
Oh my god!
In the later stages of that tournament,
that was emotional. Was it
so good?
The one that stands out the most was it Rafa onto Kilson when Kilson was looking like he's going to win the series or something like that.
It was a Kilson. Oh, yeah, I remember it because Kilson had the Kilson smile of what was I going to do about that?
It's like Kilson.
Don't laugh or cry.
Yeah, it was very much that. I was like, I don't know if he's laughing hysterically or there's actually tears in his eyes. It was
scary. and then it happened first thing in the grand finals between Razy and Rafa as well.
Oh,
at the same time. That was fun. Vengeur had a very strong showing actually, but either way, Cypher's going to get a start. Opts to back up, does not want to overextend, especially if you're waiting by teleporter for big damage on the other side. And excellent positioning on that LG, but it's not going to be enough to challenge. That rocket was so good, but not enough still as he's running away. Vengeur on a lifeline, and how did he survive that fight? How did he win that?
I thought he was going to trash talk him again then. That nail gun, man. Respect the nail gun. Cypher's stack was barely even marginal.
I feel like Cypher was doing so much constant damage, he must have just felt like he had almost like the numbers game.
Yeah. I mean, he generally did. Okay, Vengeur has a lot of trouble there as he takes himself down. No! We're watching some of the best players in Europe, and we're seeing just self-kills happening. This is not how you do it. This is not how you demonstrate the game to all these wonderful people.
Now, that was intentional, guys, just to show you that it can happen to anyone. Don't worry.
Yeah, to anybody. Even some of the best players to ever race this competitive game.
Completely bullied him away from the Mega. Should be a free pickup. Oh, misses the rail. That could have been costly, actually.
Okay, Rafa says no. Yeah, we know more than clearly what's happened to you. If someone's got the clips, get them out.
Rafa's edge and Cypher's window.
Oh, that's amazing. We need some lore written into that. That's brilliant.
Vengeur. Okay, he's got a bit of an entry here. They spawn pretty far away though, so I think Cypher's going to be able to sort of get a few of these weapons, get some ammo. Heavy's going to be spawning very soon, but oh my god, Vengeur with the rails again.
Stop taking rails. Stop giving up the rails. You're not Vengeur. You shouldn't be doing this. You just finish the job. Oh, the little jump, the little hopscotch, rocket. I swear they were struggling to deal damage to each other there. I can't really break down that round at all because most of it didn't make sense, and a lot of stuff happened that shouldn't have happened. Pretty much everywhere.
Round begins in.
Well, Cypher is able to, I think, come off a little bit better. And I'm going to call. I guess we'll call that one a bit of a scramble, really. It was a bit of a free for all, to be honest.
Very diplomatic. The rocket jump through. Cypher's pretty damn ready with that. I guess the orb in. They're both so weak. That's impressive that Cypher wins that fight, actually. Dealing with all that chaos, I think he's coming now to expect these rocket jumps from Vengeur's Anarchy. Massive rockets.
Just waiting patiently from that spawn because he knew the chance of Cypher going through that teleporter was so high. This is the kind of thing that is always impressive about the highest level players, is just that sixth sense, you know, of just knowing what the next couple of plays are going to be, and Vengeur must have expected that rocket. He just must have just lingered too long there.
He just wanted a bit of an angle. I just want to hit a little splat. You know, that does definitely happen to all of us. Jumping out of a window, less often to all of us.
It's very possible to get more than you bargained for on a map like this, where you're just trying to get that extra ounce of information, and you've just given too much space. Vengeur now. One more rail's going to do it! And he lands exactly what he needs to force on the respawn. So it's going to be one champion each. Immediate injection's been popped. He has an LG, so Cypher's not in a particularly bad spot, especially now he's just going to get the new timing on the Mega as well. He's going to have to watch out. There is going to be a hidden totem down there. It's going to cut him off too. Slows him down a little bit, but I don't think it matters too much at this point. And at this point, I think Cypher just needs to try and not walk into a rocket, because he doesn't have one himself yet.
He doesn't have rocket?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, he needs that like yesterday. And it's really difficult for him to try and get onto the heavy. What's nice with Anarchy is you've got half a stack, you can just rocket jump and get straight over there.
And he's still actually... I think he opts that Mega temporarily was more important. He's going to use the taken Mega, though, as an opportunity to finally get himself some rockets. And he misses the rail. Tricky shot to go for. Vengeur's taking big damage.
Wow.
Cypher going in for the kill at last, and that's going to be 2-0.
He might get himself a little spare loose change at the end of this. Just one more round, and we can set it up so that it's a 2-5 scoreline, which definitely sounds a hell of a lot better than 1-6, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
But Vengeur's missing a lot of weird rockets in close quarters as well, which I wouldn't typically expect.
Ooh. And it's like you said, right? That just the speed of Anarchy when he's got a rocket can very easily get in and out for that heavy. And if you're managing your stack and you've got the injection, he can be deceivingly tanky when he's going that fast as well.
Yeah, completely. Especially when you know you've got an Anarchy that you're going up against. He's got a mega stack. He's got a heavy stack. He has that injection that can kill him for 50. It's just you do not know what to do against it. Vengeur was far from having that kind of stack, but his rockets were just pushing Cypher everywhere that he wanted. He was a passenger on that crash.
Cypher fresh off the spawn, he's not going to get a massive amount from that Mega. The important thing is going to be keeping Vengeur away from it, but getting caught on the jump and Vengeur's patience paying off. Falling for the trap, hook, line, and sinker means that Cypher takes so much damage. The Mega benefits are completely gone. No damage on the rocket. No information for Vengeur yet.
I guess the rail a little bit too late. There could have been an angle for him. I was like, okay. Oh, he's even timing those hourglasses. Make sure that he can reduce that cooldown for his ability. Ooh. Oh. Okay, that was only over 21. Alright, that one hurts. And now Vengeur should really start trying to go in, because his stack is just colossal right now. Cypher's going to have to hit some of the most absurd rockets we've seen this series. At the moment, he's not doing a bad job of it, to be honest. That's whittled down a lot of that extra stack that Vengeur had. I think we might have a break-off.
At this stage, Cypher was just able to land some rockets that weren't returned, which I think was a wonderful start for him at the very least. Problem is, with no armor, he's vulnerable to even a remotely competent rocket at 73 health. Maybe he doesn't even need a rocket at this stage. A little bit too close as well. Vengeur back in the fight. Let's not count the kid out, man. This may have been 2 fantastic rounds for Cypher, but this is a very fast and furious map.
It can turn around right now. Again, we're going to spell things out for people watching in this duel format. It's round-based. You have 3 different champions that you select at the beginning. You win a round by killing your opponent's 3 champions before they kill yours, and you want to get 3 rounds to win the map. And this is our duel mode within Quake Champions, one of the most celebrated modes that we have competitively. But we have got tons and tons of different modes that you can play. So if you want to play Quake Champions, you got your free-for-alls, your team death matches, you've got your slip gates, capture the flags, a whole bunch of fun arcade modes. And that was pretty clean. Cypher just went up the bounce pad and died. I think that's my observational analysis for you there.
I assume, guys, there wouldn't be some bot setup brackets and stuff in the chat because this is a show match.
Yeah, there's
a one-off, you see.
We haven't got a website for this. Cyberfight, wonderful Russian org, sponsor of Base and previously of Agent as well. They decided to put on some show matches, and I may be wrong, but there might be some other things in the pipeline as well. So you could certainly expect some more content like this. But I don't want to like make any announcements on their behalf because I don't know the ins and outs.
Absolutely. All right, Heavy's going to be taken. Cypher. Oh, good turnaround on the rail. He's still pretty weak, but I think the totem's going to do a little bit of a job of healing him back up. Pretty stacked to take this fight. Vengeur doesn't have any armor yet. I think that's actually why he doesn't want to overcommit.
I'm going to check out Cypher a little bit.
I'm going to swap to Vengeur in that case then.
All right, then. Be that way.
I don't want to be where you are.
Unnecessary.
Dab, dab, dab.
Don't even start. Let's just rush through onto Mega. This is one of the less calculated moves. Oh, the rail! That should be the frag over there. And Vengeur's going to be able to slip out of harm's way, get onto that heavy armor. Cypher missed. He's been so consistent with the rail shots onto Anarchy. Maybe he might have just rebought himself an opportunity. Nicely done. Getting rid of that Anarchy actually is like a huge weight off his shoulders as well, because I think the further this series has gone, the harder he's probably found to deal with that champion. At least by the results that we can see. It feels that way.
think one of the difference in playstyles that we're seeing is bounce combo right into the totem. Feels bad, man.
Savage.
I was about to say we haven't seen Galena be as pivotal as we have in some of the other times we see this map get played, and it's mostly because they're very rarely having these Galena mirrors. Right as I say it, the totem does what totem does best, and Cypher gets another one on the board. He's gonna get at least another victory there, at least one more. Full
GGs everywhere there. Yeah, so there's $50 I think in total for Cypher, and I think that Vengeur, what is it? Like do maths live on stream, never do it. 125, so 100. I think he has $175 for Vengeur, so he managed, a nice little bit of a change right there. 2,000 damage I just saw with the lightning gun on Cypher. Then that's a lot of LG damage. He had like 1.3k more damage.
Balls out.
And remember, guys, for taking the win as well, you got a bonus cash pot as well. It was each map and then a victory bonus, which is going to be taken by Vengeur too. So all in all, I'm going to be honest, that exact score was kind of like what I was expecting. You know, I expected Vengeur to win. I didn't think it would be, you know, like a 7-0. But I definitely thought that Vengeur would take more maps. In which order, I wouldn't really mind. I just think Vengeur was the favorite to win by a certain degree, just not a complete wash. And that's pretty much what we got.
True. There were some moments I think Vengeur could have played it out a bit better. Like his shape in that series kind of went up and down, it felt like. But yeah, I think he should be happy with that result. And Cypher definitely looked better than he did in the OGA Quake Pit, in my opinion, but still not there. Like that Blood Covenant where he hit 11% rail, I was thinking, oh, this is not what I want to be getting from him. But all in all, super, super, super fun. I want to shout out to all the people as well who've been subbing during this period. I've probably missed some names. Sesquipedaliant, Coopland, so Smooth, Dr. Zook. I think there's been some Tonic as well. Thanks so much for the support. The people also with the gifted subs. You guys are absolutely nuts. So you know what? Before we go anywhere, because the show is like technically ended, but Twitch has decided, you know what? We're going to bless this channel. This will be a chosen channel to go to the front page. So I can maybe. I mean, should we do some TDMs or something? I don't know. We can do a little something if you want. A couple. I do have to dart off soon, but I hadn't accounted for this catch up. I hadn't accounted for it at all. You got to be more prepared, man. Exactly. I was not prepared. Sporadic things. So this is like the interface of the game, basically. You have all your champions down here. You have a huge variety to select between. I think there's 15 or so. And these are all the different modes. You can practice versus bots. You have your quick play here, different modes. You've got ranked, so when you get to level 10, you can start playing ranked duel or 2 versus 2. And then any account that you have, you can load up your own custom server, and you can play versus bots as well. You can play with your friends on different modes. You can just run around, jump around, learn the maps, do whatever you need to do, which I think is super important as well for people who aren't fully casual and like to go take things a little bit seriously. People like me who are just massive tryhards and want to get as good as fast as possible. Definitely worth looking at. You want me to carry you a little bit? Or what are you thinking? I'm down, dude. I'm down. Are you level 10? I mean, you say carry me, right? When you and I played that 2v2 versus Twitch and Jason Kaplan, I'll have you know I was the top fragger in that. I don't remember. I remember it. Because it was the only match of Quake Champions LAN I've ever played. It was that one 2v2. This is true. I was carried by Ketchup at QuakeCon. Leave the lobby, by the way, and I can invite you, and we can. Oh yes. Let me bang out. I might have to. This is a different setup for me. I've positioned my microphone in such a way that I can add the. Well, first of all, I'm gonna have to take my pop filter off, and I'm gonna have to reposition my microphone a little bit. All good. All good. I'm not Sacriel's brother. Dual Ketchup, you don't want to watch that murder, and I'm not talking trash either. Like, I mean, I'm the one that will get slappity slapped up. All right, let me get my. I don't know how this is gonna work. I might just move the microphone here. I don't know. Let me change it. Wait. I don't know, Ketchup. Is everything okay? Join the goddamn lobby, and I'll queue up. Okay. I thought I did. Wait. Wait. Okay. I'm here. All right. I might sound a little bit different now. I've just changed my. I haven't played ranked duel in ages. This could be interesting. Queue up for some ranked duel. If you're any of you guys, queue up for some ranked duel. I'm not Sakiel's cousin. When people are saying this to me.
Yeah.
We are not
Secret's
related
out
by
now.
blood.
Secret's out now, Zoo. Secret's out now. Alright, let me move my monitor a bit. Oh, God. This is weird. Alright. I've had to completely just, on the fly, change my setup entirely.
Well, you sound beautiful to us.
With my... everything, actually. Woo!
I'm Sacriel's godfather, guys. Yeah, otherwise we can go for some 2v. If we don't get a game straight away, then like a couple of minutes. Otherwise we can go jump over to some... can we do Unholy Trinity? No, that's...
You can search for quite a few of the
otherwise I
free-for-all style modes with 2 people.
Yeah, because we'll get that in like a second.
Good old free-for-all or TDM. Can't go wrong there. I'm
not allowed to dual catch up. Oh, I did do. You know, actually, I'm just gonna queue up for something fast, and we play a couple of games. I'm gonna queue up to EU East as well. And
I think you and I should. At some point, you and I should actually dedicate some time to play 2v2 together. Actually,
yeah,
that'd be fun.
To grind it out a little bit. Well, we have the leaderboards. 2v2 came back recently.
The dream team, man. You know, Poland doesn't. The Polish community likes 2v2, don't they?
They have like 100, 200 people in a league of some sort that they've been playing.
I know. It's
nuts.
Absolutely mad. It's wonderful to see a certain part of the world love Quake so much that they just have these dedicated specific events, and they have great numbers.
Europe's always been so sick with that. Like super sick with that. Thanks so much, Melly, for the more gift subs. You're mad, Melly. Thanks so much. What are we playing? Tell me the mode. Unholy Trinity.
Balls out.
So this mode is all lightning gun, rockets, and rail. Those are the only weapons that you have. I don't think you even use abilities in this mode. Like normally, in most modes, all champions will have their own unique ability, and they got some passives as well that they work with. But in this, there is no ability. Well, I actually have to change my video settings a little bit. Again, Melly, you're mad. Am I Sacriel's husband? That's... I don't know. No comment. But no. Whoa, Rolly, the conversion. Thanks very much, Rolly.
Much going on in my head.
So it's during the loading phase of one of the maps, I just realised there was a Mortal Kombat stream on the other side. They just confirmed 2 characters, and I was like, oh my god!
I'm casting Quake and there's Mortal Kombat happening! What a look at!
I tactically did it during the loading time. I tactically did it then. Good timing, really.
Ketchup is the Mortal Kombat god, and I'm sure you're going to have people to speak to soon after.
Well, if anyone in chat, did you see Noob Saibot and Shang Tsung just now? Because I did. And now I am excited.
So basically, what you can do, guys, is you just blast around and you try and hit mid-airs. And hopefully, you know, I'm not going to show the skills that you saw between Cypher and Vengeur. Hopefully I'll show something. I don't know. If you guys want me to play a different champion, let me know. Just because the movement changes a bit there.
These fun modes are really good for practicing certain weapons. Like Insta-Give is really good rail practice.
So what you find with some pros is they'll play a lot of Unholy Trinity because they can just have infinite LG ammo and they can just go. They can just practice their aim, get their mechanics up as fast as they can. Sorry, mate. That'll happen a few times.
Yeah, you just got lucky. Right place, right time. Speaking of which,
it's just bottling in at the end of a fight just when I'm low. It's like, oh, here it is. I've just hit 2 LG bolts. Sorry, am I sounding a bit too salty now?
I did deal that guy's shit. Oh, I got rocketed. I'm dead.
Oh, is that you? Oh, it's not you. Wait, are you playing Doom? Because you always play Doom.
No, you've actually caught me in a bad moment.
Have I? In like a...
Well, it's that I've been playing a lot of Death Knight actually.
Ah, fair enough.
Get out of here. That guy totally stole my ring out, and I'm sad.
So again, for the uninitiated, Quad spawns out about a minute and a half in, and everyone goes over there, and generally everybody dies. Quad is still there. No. Oh
yeah. T-shirt Zoo. It's not about getting Quad. It's about making sure you don't have any fun.
But did Quad fall out the map?
I think so.
Okay, that's good. At least
I think I ruined everything.
That's good. Well, not for me, but at least I don't have to go against another quad carrier. I almost fell out of the map there. That's you there. Oh, he stole my kill.
Oh, you swapped to Galena.
I did, because I, like, marginal hitbox smarted. Oh, I literally did do one bottle of LG there and stole a kill.
Marginal hitbox advantage.
That's pretty much all I can say. Otherwise, I play like Ranger permanently. Ah! Is that you again? Get out.
Yeah, but these guys are getting in the way of our combat.
It's true. Do you want to duel instead?
Ow! We traded it.
We can have some intimate 1v1. Every time I see a Doom, I'm like, it's you. It must be you.
Shit.
Mid please? Nope. Far from. Don't run away. There we go. Oh mate, I was railable as well. I feel pretty bad.
I was on cooldown actually, because I just hit you actually. You know that
to be
rail
fair-
you took? That was me.
To be fair, actually, our score's pretty damn close. No!
Oh.
No! Oh, okay. Phew, that wasn't me. Oh, that's protection now. Crap, I totally missed out on that. This guy just rocket jumped in my face! This show match should be more often. I think we are going to be getting more show matches. Oh, that rocket. Alright, alright. I need to get my try-hard pants on now. Oh, mate. Doing all the... Oh my god, again. Right at the back end. No complaints. Little complaints.
Ow! God's sake. We're just taking it in turns to last hit each other.
Pretty much. No, he took the goddamn heavy. Yeah, so in this mode, there's no self-damage when you're rocket jumping, so you can actually just do whatever you want with it. You basically have like an insane amount of freedom. Whereas normally, you do have self-damage. And then some champions like Ranger, you have this damage reduction, so you do less self-damage to yourself. So Ranger players can generally rocket jump more. Then some people have got like the Doom that Ketchup's playing here, so I'm just going to die with. Can double jump.
Well, yeah, because the guy was LGing me, mate.
Oh, this flowery guy's tearing us apart.
Oh, I got a fucking awesome rail on Myztro.
Was that you?
And you.
Ha.
Yeah. Oh, God's sake. I won that fight because I shot you first.
I think it works like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take the honor at the end, though. I'll just hit that little dunk. No! God damn it.
Quad spawned. Enemy has the quad.
Yes. Please give me that. No! You see the pinky purple quad symbol, and you just want to...
Oh, the flowy guy fucking picked it up. Damn it, damn.
Yeah,
Bad.
Flowey's on a tear at the moment.
That all you got? Heard you from this world.
You're hot on my heels, though, man. It's scaring me. How much have you been streaming this game?
Actually, a fair amount, actually, recently. Just fun modes and that.
I need to protect my ego. Because it's so fragile.
Oh, there's a fucking... Sorry, excuse me.
I don't want you to wreck me at fighter games and Quake.
I'm a master. Oh, damn it.
I've got serious, like, check the scoreboard syndrome. I have a nasty curse of that. I can't stop doing it.
This wasn't how I saw this going.
A pro versus Joe series. I was one where Myztro went to in London, actually. They did a lot of that.
I remember. It was their PC Gamer weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I can tell you that very much the pros were more successful.
I am shocked at that result.
Indeed.
I did not expect it.
But there were like prizes and stuff for people who did get frags on them. But I remember Garpy doing it, and he just was picking clutch like half the time. I was like, come on, man. Don't pick clutch. I see you. Oh.
I didn't know where you'd gone. I was chasing you, and then I lost you.
You're chasing me. It's the wrong way. Just Flowey. Oh my god.
Wrecking it, dude. We're getting slapped up.
I want to hit some rails now, though.
Oh, you got me.
Ah!
Enemy has the protection.
Oh, that rail was off. Please. Oh god. Everyone's going Doom. I feel like I should be going Doom as well. You know, I look at the champion I'm playing. I'm like, am I making a mistake here? I didn't realize how popular Doom was. The champion, not the game.
Oh, come on. Wrecking it.
Maybe I will try some Doom next death. We've got a minute and a half to go. Die. Is that you? Oh. Or go over to Doom.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, oh, they've gone to Doom as well.
Yeah, I've given in. Well, there's quad coming up in a second, but there's so many people here.
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna miss it.
I'm too far away as well.
Oh, you stole that kill.
Enemy has the quad.
I think Flowey got it as well.
Oh no! One of the Dooms picked it up.
Come on, we got it! But there's only 10 seconds to go. No, I fell off the... It's alright.
Oh no.
Cypher did it.
There's like
Can I have a
7
quad,
million-
man?
There's like 7 million Dooms in the lobby.
I was like, I finally...
I've never done Unholy Trinity before, so that was
It's
fun.
great, I really like it.
Ah, that was good fun. That was good fun.
I chased power up the whole map, and I get it, and I fall off the map. It feels bad. It's a bit feels bad. I think we've given a bit of a demonstration on a more sort of casual setting. Catch up. I think I'm going to start to veer out and get some dinner and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy some Quake Champions today. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Big shout out as well to Twitch. Like, you guys are nuts. Thanks so much for the front page. Oh, I completed a challenge. What else was I going to say? Yeah, play more Quake. We are expecting an esports schedule happening this year, starting around QuakeCon is what it sounds like. So yeah, absolutely get involved. You can catch me or PND Ketchup streaming Quake regularly. We like to cast. We usually don't put our skills on display as much as we put our noise over other commentary.
My loud, annoying voice.
But yeah, we do also stream some gameplay too, and we try hard in duel and some of the casual modes too. So yeah, catch up, man. Thanks so much for joining me for this, by the way. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I had a good time, man. It was nice to be back. I haven't done much. I actually genuinely haven't done much commentary this year, so it's nice to get back into it.
It's yeah, it's been really good. I hope you can join me for some more stuff if we're getting some other things going on. If your schedule allows for it, your busy schedule. I hope.
Yeah, I'm always happy to help, dude. Whenever I can, I'm happy to be involved.
Word. Absolutely word. Anyway, guys, go catch up as well on Twitter at PND Ketchup, the Mortal Kombat God. Now going to be a god in Quake. You can also catch me on @thisiszoot. Guys, I'm going to tune out. I'm going to find someone who's playing some Quake. Are you going to stream some Quake catch up, or are you off the evening? What's your plan?
Content-wise, I'm much like you, going to go prepare some dinner, and I've got to finish editing a video, actually. So I'm not going to be streaming tonight, but as always, just going to echo what Zoot has said. Thank you all very much for watching. Happy to be doing some more bits. If Flea's streaming, cool, dude. So I'm just reading the chat as I go.
Alright. Yeah, sweet. Guys, we're going to head out. GG to Proximo for winning a Stern earlier, and GG to Vengeur getting that 5-2 victory as well over Cypher. Super, super hype games. Massive shout out to Cyberfight for putting all that on. Guys, have an amazing evening. Thanks so much, and we'll see you all very soon.